Hey, it's Ginny and Connie, and we wanted to take a minute today to talk to you about what it is that we do as buyer's agents, because there seems to be a lot of misconception about that, and thanks to HGTV, they make it look like the real estate fairy just shows up and bingo, you bought a house. When in reality, there's a lot more to it. And Connie and I have both been in the real estate business for over 22 years, each in different states, and Connie has also been a loan officer for over 30, which is a lot of experience that we bring to the table. So from the moment that we're having that initial consultation with you and finding out what type of financing that you're going to be utilizing, already our brains are working, and we are going to be filtering out those properties which might prohibit financing with your type of loan. Certain loans like VA, FHA, even USDA have criteria, and we're familiar with that. And additionally, when we're touring houses with you, we're going to keep our eyes open. If we see things, we're going to mention it, because we don't want you to waste money on a home inspection if right off the bat we see that there are potentially issues. And
Absolutely.
you've had to deal with that as much as I have in your career. And what would be some of the other things that you would do with them?
I want to say the biggest thing might be air conditioning. I know this sounds funny, but guidelines state that you have to have heat, working heat in a house, not air conditioning.
Right.
Which is kind of, backwards for Florida, but that's one of the requirements, is there has to be working heat. And sometimes there's a unit that's working fine for air conditioning, but doesn't have that heat pump. That you have to have a heat source in case we get a freeze.
Right. And so we're also, when we are checking out properties for you, we are checking to find out about the community. For instance, say it's a condominium project, we're going to be trying to find out the reserves, the rent to own ratio, because that can inhibit financing, as well as the age of the roof, and whether or not they've had a 4-point inspection, whether they're in a floodplain and insurable. And then when Connie is trying to qualify somebody for a mortgage, tell them a little bit about property taxes and their payments and what you do as far as estimating.
So we try and educate the buyers as much as possible. We try to educate everybody, even some of the realtors, the listing agents, is even though there's a 30-year fixed rate, you have your principal and interest payment, which will never change. But there's going to be escrow unless you put 20% down or more. And escrow consists of homeowners insurance, flood insurance, if any, mortgage insurance, and property taxes. Unfortunately, we have no control over home insurance companies and the taxes, but the first 12 months we can estimate your payment. After that, we can't. They're going to go up because the property taxes are going to go up because they've changed ownership. Your homeowner's insurance is going to go up because that's just what they're doing. And those things is what could inhibit or prohibit a qualification. So I try and get down to the meat and potatoes with everybody before looking for a house and signing a contract. I want to make sure you're comfortable with it.
And when we're touring, if we see red flags that we think are going to be an issue for home inspectors and appraisers, we mention that. And when it comes down to actually writing an offer for you, we are also going to be researching not only the comps, but also trying to make sure that your offer is a viable offer that the seller may even consider, because if it's, if they're too upside down in the home, it may not be something that's even viable for them. But we are advocating on your behalf and working for you. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out and we'll be glad to assist.
Absolutely.
Okay, thanks.
Bye.
Bye.